if you're not already posting content to YouTube, I'm going to show you why it helps you to assemble a group of clients again and again and again. So we'll start by going through assemble in order, and we'll start with the A, and that is the algorithm. So what do I actually mean by that? Well, basically it just means that when you start creating content on the likes of YouTube, there's of course going to be a lot of understanding that YouTube gets from that. They get this from your titles, from your thumbnails, from your description. They can actually understand the images that are in the video itself. They can understand the wording. They see it from the captions. They automatically create these captions so that they can better understand all of your video. Now, this is even if you don't do any major kind of YouTube SEO sort of stuff. They have a very, very good understanding about what your video is about. They also, because of the way the algorithm is created, they know what kind of people will want to look at that particular video. So they will automatically put it in front of the right audience. You don't have to do anything. And that's why YouTube, like even from the first point that we're on now, it's one of the most powerful things that you can do, because this is free, by the way. So you upload a video to YouTube, and again, it doesn't have to be amazing. It just has to be something that's valuable to your audience. Again, you don't have to be a big Mr. Beast creator with explosions and loud noises and crazy cuts all the time in your video. Like, it can be something just like this, where I'm just recording this video the whole way through. There's no cuts, there's no edits, there's nothing major, but this is going to be valuable to business owners. So the algorithm is the first thing. It automatically, by default, pushes you in front of the right kind of people. And I can't think of any other platform that does that. So we're starting off already very, very strong. Now the next one is search. So I'm sure you've seen this before, where you search for a particular topic or how to do something or how to fix this problem or whatever it may be. Doesn't matter whether it's on traditional search like Google, doesn't matter whether it's on AI search like ChatGPT or whatever. YouTube videos are always recommended. Now, specifically on Google, this is more so a thing because YouTube is owned by Google, so of course they push that out. But again, because Google's understanding of your algorithm, and again, because of their algorithm and understanding of your video, they also know where to show you up in search as well. So if someone searches how to fix a particular problem, whatever it might be, you've probably seen as well that if you see a video in search, that it's only a particular section. You don't have to watch the whole video. Well, again, that's partly because YouTube is understanding because of their algorithm, but also you can include what's known as chapters. So you've probably seen this on YouTube videos before, where you can skip through different chapters in a video as well to basically get to the point that you want to actually make. So again, showing up in search is a fantastic way as well. So if your particular audience has an issue or a problem that they want to solve, and they search how to resolve that particular problem, and you show up because you've put content out on YouTube, and again, their algorithm, the YouTube algorithm understands this, and the Google and the AI algorithms understand this as well, they can put you in front of people for search. So again, this is putting you in front of the right audience immediately. And again, this is all just from uploading a YouTube video. That's all you have to do. So the next one then, that is share. Now, share specifically, I don't mean that you should be expecting a load of people to share your video with their audience, because again, you're going to be making business educational content. You're not, again, like I said, you're not making entertainment content. There's basically two types of content on YouTube. There's educational and there's entertainment. You as a business owner will of course be creating educational content. So I should have probably said this at the start, but you're not aiming to get a million views. You're not aiming to get 1 million subscribers. You're not aiming to be to go viral or anything like that. You're just looking to put yourself in front of the right audience. And again, you're able to do that already with this sort of stuff. So what I mean by share is that when your audience finds your videos, they're not going to share it because again, it's not really probably valuable to their audience, or their audience may be also potentially their competitors who they don't want to share the secrets that you've just given of how to resolve a particular problem. But what I mean by share is that you can share that content with them. So when somebody either downloads a lead magnet, or they sign up for a call with you, or they want to know more, or whatever way, they've gone into your pipeline somehow by giving you their email address. When you're following up with those people, you can then share this particular content that you've put out on YouTube, which again gives a face-to-face, essentially. It's called I think it's called a parasocial relationship, where basically if you've never even met that particular person, they will feel like they know you, they feel like they kind of understand you. And you probably have this with people that you would watch online as well, that you may have never met them before at all, but you probably feel like you know them, you know a bit about them. I believe it's called a parasocial relationship. So again, you share your content with them, and it helps them to have a much greater trust with you very, very quickly as well. So we've also got then, similar to share, is the embed side of things. Now, the embed side of things, that again is not for people to embed your content on their websites or their articles or whatever it may be, but this is so that you can embed your content in the top of funnel articles and blog posts that you have on your website. Because again, not only will they show up in search from here and this particular algorithm, but they'll also show up in search again, if somebody's searching how to do a particular thing, don't just go ahead and create the YouTube video, create an actual text piece of content about that as well. Put it on your website, obviously optimize it. I won't go through the whole SEO optimization of that in this particular video, but you can also embed that particular video there as well. So it means that people are going to land on your page and they're going to spend more time on it as well. And again, they're able to put a face to the name immediately. So they may not have even found you on the likes of YouTube. They may not have been pushed the video through the algorithm, but they may have landed on your website, either through ChatGPT or through Gemini or Perplexity or traditional search. It doesn't matter. But regardless, they landed there. Even if you were to share that URL with someone once they're actually in your pipeline. And again, this is a new piece of content you put out. Put it on your website and then share that, or just the video itself, the YouTube URL. Because again, all you're doing is just putting your face in front of more people. And again, that's how you build up this trust, especially in this day and age about everybody dealing with everything online as well. This is how you build trust. So again, if you've seen multiple of my videos, you're probably thinking, he knows a thing or two about this, he knows a thing or two about that. I haven't seen somebody talk about it this way before. So again, there's a lot that goes on. Again, I'm not doing anything magical, I'm not doing anything special, I'm not doing anything crazy. I just have a slightly different frame on it. So again, I just came up with this assemble thing because I started writing down what would be beneficial to people and the bullet points about it. I saw that there was these particular words in it, or these particular letters, and I thought, well, what could I actually put for that? And again, just creates a word. So now I've put together this particular assemble I can't remember what you call this, not anagram. What's the other word? I can't remember. Acronym, that's the word. So again, we'll move on to the next one, which is the M section, which is margins. Now, this is the one that all business owners want. They want better margins. So how does putting up YouTube videos give you better margins? Well, the reason being is because it's organic. It's how people find you organically. So again, somebody finds you either on YouTube because they've searched for the particular thing that you solve, or the algorithm has pushed it to them because they've looked for other videos about that as well, and they find you. So therefore, you are not actually having to spend anything on acquiring a client. This is being pushed out to you again and again and again to different people all the time, okay? And that's one of the fantastic things. So that means that you're not spending on acquisition costs. Your CAC goes down, your cost per acquisition, your cost per acquiring a client, that actually goes down, which means that your margins are able to go up. And that's because, again, this content is working for you. The YouTube video as content is working for you in the background, time and time again, through all the different things that we've already talked about. And again, there's a couple of other things that we're going to talk about as well. And the next one then is brand. So not only does it help with everything that we've mentioned already, but it helps with your brand as well, because you need to have brand awareness in this day and age. So again, the more content that you put out over time, and look, I'm not saying that you have to put out 100 pieces a day, like you'll see a lot of people say, like, again, this doesn't have to be something crazy. So it just has to be something that's relevant for your particular audience. So again, whatever you're particularly comfortable with, whatever you can actually handle doing as well. And again, they don't have to be videos where you have to learn editing, you don't have to do anything else. Because again, like, I do know a fair bit about video editing, but I used to edit videos quite a lot, but now I can just put together something like this because it's a lot more valuable to my audience, where I don't have these chops and changes, and like I said, you don't have to do anything crazy. But regardless, it builds brand over time. So the more that you put videos out over time, so let's say you put out one a week, okay? That's 52 over a year. Over 2 years, that's over 100. This helps a lot because it means that, again, you have brand awareness out there. So if someone searches how to fix a particular problem, you probably are able to solve a fair few other problems around that particular thing. Or you can kind of break it down. So you say how to solve this, and then how you solve that, and now how you solve the next section that comes up, and all these sort of things as well. Okay, you obviously would know your audience a lot better and the individual problems that they would have as well. Okay, so over time you're building this brand. So even if someone doesn't have that particular problem today, they will over time. It doesn't matter whether it's next quarter, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, 24 months down the line. By that stage, you've built up a load of content, a load of trust. So even if somebody only finds you then, they see that you've got a lot of brand awareness as well, because they keep seeing you popping up for all these different relevant terms that they're actually searching as well. So it's a serious beneficial what's the word I'm looking for? It's seriously beneficial in regards to building your brand as well, okay? And that helps with the next section, which is long term. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to take forever to get the results from this, and that's not what I mean by long term, but what I mean by long term is very similar to kind of the brand thing as well. This is going to help you long term as well, because again, it doesn't matter whether somebody finds you through search, whether they find you through the YouTube algorithm, whether they found you through, you were at a trade show, it doesn't matter, okay? As you keep creating this sort of stuff and keep putting it out there, again, sharing it with those people who are in your pipeline already, that you already have that particular, their email contacts for, you keep pushing this out to them. And again, that trust keeps building over and over time. And then the long-term effect of that is that it's much, much easier to close people at that particular stage. Now, again, a lot of people use YouTube these days to to even eliminate sales calls completely, and because there's so much trust already built up that people don't need calls anymore. Now again, it's very dependent on what kind of business you run as well, but again, so many people are doing that in this day and age where because of the long-term trust that's being built over time, they can actually just say, is it something that you're interested in, this particular offer? And that person just says yes. It's kind of completely flipping things on its head as well. And then the last thing is educate. Now, what do I mean by educate? Well, basically it just means that you're able to educate your particular audience on essentially the value that you can provide to them, okay? So when I say educate, even though you're talking about how to solve particular problems in your YouTube videos, this is kind of the secret of why content works and how people actually generate clients from this, okay? So it's actually very valuable that it was left until the end. Basically, this just means that you want to educate your potential clients enough so that they're aware of the particular problem, they see all the benefits and they see the why that they would want to solve all that particular problem. So as an example, a very meta example, if you're not putting out YouTube content at the moment, or you've kind of dabbled in it but you haven't been serious about it, now you see all the major benefits about creating content and how it helps all these other places as well. And if you saw one of my previous videos where I talked about how all the acquisition channels work together, well, let's say that, for example, somebody found you from an ad and they clicked on that ad and they download a lead magnet, so you have their email details now. Then over time, you can continue to share this content with them. So again, it builds up over time and time as well, okay? So again, that person's building up a load of trust over the long term. It helps with that sort of stuff. And again, you may even be able to eliminate sales calls if that's the case. But the educate side of things, you want to educate them just enough where you say, here's the benefits, here's why you would want to do that, this is why it's great, and then essentially the how section, either that we'll do this for you, or we'll show you how to do this, or we'll show you the system, or whatever it might be. That's the part where people still need to actually convert. So again, as I said, a very meta example, because if you want to learn how to do all this sort of stuff in a beneficial way that's going to help you grow over time and make it a lot easier to close clients, you can check out the first link in the description. Now again, there's a very meta example there. So that particular example would mean that if you checked out that link, you see our offer, which shows you how to do all this sort of stuff in the right kind of way, which help you to build long-term over time. And again, there's obviously ways you can get quick wins with this as well, and all the other stuff that we talk about in A3. But again, that's a very meta example that I'm giving there. So again, and I'm really kind of peeling back the curtain here to say, like, this is how this all works, but essentially there's still a conversion element there as well, okay? So you could look at this video and go, yep, Paul knows a thing or two about this. It makes a lot of sense. He knows about this sort of stuff. Yep, everything he said makes sense to me. How do I do that? Well, the how is where you click on that link in the description, okay? So look, regardless of that, the point that I'm making in this particular video is, if you're not making YouTube content already, here are the serious benefits of why it helps you. Again, you don't need to be making crazy content. You're not looking to go viral. Remember that, you're not looking to go viral. You're just looking to put yourself in front of the right people. Even if your videos only get a couple of views, or tens of views, or 20 or hundreds of views, it doesn't matter, because that's considered small in this day and age of YouTube. But the people who are going to be looking at it are the right kind of people, and you have to remember that. So they're more likely to convert based on that sort of stuff as well. So hopefully you got some value from that, and I'll see you in the next one.